Hey guys, Jeremy here from School of What Covent Garden. Welcome back to our channel. This week we're in our new kitchen, kindly sponsored by Neff, our new best friends. This week we're making fish fillet tofu rolls. Serious steaming. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So, much like spring rolls, you can kind of put whatever you want into a tofu roll. The tofu rolls you make up with this stuff here, which is a bean curd skin. You can buy this here in the UK, fresh or frozen. But, you know, if you are in Hong Kong, China, Southeast Asia, you can get this in the market. And it's really great stuff because the texture of it is kind of like, it's got a good bite to it and it keeps a crisp sort of edge, but it softens when it steams. And that's what I love about it. First off, I've got some chives, which I'm going to use to wrap the rolls, just for presentation really, nothing crazy. I'm just going to take the sort of thicker ends off, and I'm going to blanch that in hot water or boiling water in the wok. 10 seconds will do, no more than that. Blanch your chives. This is just to wilt the chives a little, so that they're easy to wrap around your tofu rolls. They will cook through when we steam them, so we're just going to drain them until we're ready. So in Chinese cooking, there's all different types of savoury melon. And this is a winter melon, or probably only like 1/20th of a winter melon. Although even that is enough for, wow, God knows how many rolls I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take a sort of quarter chunk out of this. And a Chinese melon or a savoury melon, it's sort of similar to a sweet melon, just hasn't got that sort of intense sweetness that your more sort of dessert melons will have. Often used for soups or stir frying. But the nice thing about sort of your melons is that it's got a really good texture to it. So when you bite into it, you get this nice, clean feeling. I'm going to roll this into my tofu rolls. So I want the sizes of each piece to be right. The softer side, completely edible as well. We're going to go sort of nice, sort of 3 to 4 millimeter chunks of winter melon. Chives are set up, my winter melon set up. You can use any sort of melon you want in this, or just other sort of crunchy vegetables. Whilst we're on the veg, you've got your bean curd skin. You can see these sort of layers of skin. And what this actually is when tofu's being made, much like sort of a bit of milk, if you left it out, it forms this sort of solid skin on top. So what I want to do is take sort of good either squares or rectangles of my tofu skin. Once you've got one, you can kind of measure the rest. It's a really weird ingredient this, but really interesting and texturally fantastic. And the whole point about Chinese food is that getting that sort of balance of texture, flavour and colour right. So with this, I've got my fillet of fish coming in as well. So we'll have sort of a crunch from the melon, sort of softness of the fish wrapped with the sort of nice bite from the tofu skin. So next up, my fillet of fish. I want good sort of chunks of fish because I want the fish to cook at a similar sort of time to the melon. And I know that if I cut it too thin, it will just cook too quickly. So my filling, my very, very simple filling for my tofu rolls is all set up, ready in front of me. Now all I have to do is roll them. With tofu rolls, you do need a little bit of egg to help stick. So 1 egg will do. Brush at the ready. Got my tofu skin. And I don't mind if there's a few holes here or there, because we're going to roll that a few times. A couple of pieces of your melon and a couple of pieces of fish, or one big chunk is enough actually. A good chunk of fish there. We're going to start to close this up. So your egg, because I want this to really all stick together nicely, I'm going to brush my egg all the way across the surface of your tofu. Once that's well brushed, then we can roll it much like a spring roll. So you go over the top, roll, and then bring the sides in. But if you want to stick properly, then just brush over the edges. Bring the sides in, and then start to roll again. But again, don't forget to stick that skin. Every time you roll it, you want to tighten it a little bit more. Roll it, tighten, roll it, tighten, until you get to the end. And at that point, just squeeze the sides so that the center of that pastry is filled nicely with that fish and melon. So with your blanched Chinese chive, it's really more for garnish than anything. If you can get a bow into it, then it's kind of cute. So let's see if we can get there. Try and wrap that bow into the chive and pull that loop through. Of course, this will soften still, but should look nice and pretty once you're ready. You can tell I don't do this every day, but at least it looks pretty. So there's numerous different ways of cooking your tofu rolls. You can pan fry them, you can deep fry them, you can steam them. When you steam them, it's quite nice to have a bit of liquid or sauce to sort of soak into that tofu. So I've got some oyster sauce, a bit of light soy sauce and some sugar here. I'm going to cook this through with some chicken stock and thicken it up with some corn flour paste. You don't need a lot of oil, just enough to sort of grease the base of the wok. And I do want to sort of thicken this sauce up enough, because when you steam it, more moisture will add to that dish. So the corn flour paste, I've got about a tablespoon or so of corn flour, same amount of water. Now I won't use all of this corn flour. What I'm going to do is start to add my sauces. So oyster sauce, a couple of spoons, half a spoon of light soy sauce for saltiness, a good pinch of sugar, about 1/4 teaspoon, and then about 100 mils of stock. Now you can use chicken stock, vegetable stock, whatever you want really here. Bring that to a boil. So your corn flour paste, you just want to go a little at a time, sort of a teaspoon at a time, to bring your sauce to a thickness that is a sort of dripping consistency. I've only put a teaspoon of corn flour paste in there, and I'm happy with that thickness. I wouldn't want it any thicker. Once it's boiled to the right thickness, you can pretty much pour that over the top of your tofu rolls. So straight over the top of your rolls. Look at that sort of caramelly sauce. So traditionally, guys, you can steam this straight over the wok, either with a bowl and a lid or over in this steam basket. But we've got this awesome steam oven here. It's on 100% steam. So I'm going to go straight in. You can see how much steam there is. Straight into that. And we're going to steam that for about 5 to 6 minutes. He's talking to me. So as you can see, it's incredibly steamy. I can just about see what I'm doing here. That sauce has not gone too liquidy. It's still got a good thickness to it. After 5 or 6 minutes of cooking, it's done. So, as always, the moment of truth. I love dishes like this. You've got great texture from the outside. The softness of the fish has just been perfectly cooked. Look at that, it's just breaking up inside, mini fillet by fillet. Crunch from the winter melon. So easy. All it takes is a little bit of steam and you're done. So, delicious tofu rolls, just a type of dim sum, that little touch of heart. If you like this type of recipe and you want to learn more, subscribe to our channel.